Hi, hello, welcome. So it's time for my last wrap up of 2023, and I know I'm releasing this in 2024, but this is all the stuff that I read and watched and consumed in 2023 after my last wrap up, which was my fall fantasy wrap up. That was the video. Let's talk about everything else that I watched/read. I also in this video just want to go over some of my own reading goals for myself this year. I like to document them. I think it's kind of fun. I like seeing other people's goals. So I am going to do that in this video as well. If you don't care about that at all, that's totally fine. I'll put chapters in so you can just skip if you want. Otherwise, I'm going to start with the goals and then move on to the wrap up. So that's going to be the agenda for this video. Also, just a little bit of housekeeping. This is going to be the first of multiple end of year videos that I have planned I want to do. I am going to be putting these all out in January. I don't know. I'm so paranoid that I get something ready to post in December and then I read something in the last week of December that I'm crazy about, that I want to talk about so bad and include in like my best of or my worst of list. And I'm paranoid about that. So I waited until the very end of the year and then I got all my lists together and made these videos. So that's kind of going to be what January is. It's going to be a lot of reflection of 2023. So just a heads up of what I'll be posting over the next few weeks. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into my goals. So for reading goals, I had five. Okay, first of all, I have middle grade books. I wanted to read 5 middle grade books. I also wanted to read at least 7 books that I own. I wanted to read 5 urban fantasies, also 5 sci-fi books. And then I wanted to read at least 2 new releases. So anything that was released in 2023. How I did on these is as follows. I completed my middle grade goal. I got 7 out of 5. For the books that I own, I actually read 13 out of the 7. So passed that one with flying colors. For urban fantasy, I did not get this one. Not even close. I read one. Just one. 1 out of 5. And, the fact that I read even 1, I'm happy with. That's a lie. I'm disappointed I didn't read more, but it got to the end of the year and I was just like, I don't want to read any urban fantasy right now. I'm not feeling it. I don't want to. I'd have been forcing myself to read it. So I just decided if I'm not feeling it, I'm not feeling it. I'm not reading these for any sort of this isn't homework. You know what I mean? So if I'm not feeling it, I'm not going to enjoy it. And what's the point then? So just kind of let that one be how it is. Sci-fi, I read 4 out of the 5. I was so close on this one. I almost was there. I had started to read The Last Quintista, which was a middle grade sci-fi book, but I DNF'd it because I just wasn't feeling it very much. And then I just like with urban fantasy, I just wasn't feeling any sci-fi at the end of the year. So I was like, I'm just going to leave this one at 4 out of 5. I almost got it. It's fine. Sometimes we only almost reach our goals. And then for new releases, I read 3. So again, I passed this one over 100%. I read 3 out of 2. And then along with quantitative goals like that, I also had specific books or book series or manga series that I wanted to start this year. And so I will put those up over here. This is the list of everything I wanted to start. And I got through this list. I started everything, or with one exception, I made the executive decision not to read. I decided that I was not going to read Witch King by Martha Wells. I just kept seeing so many negative reviews from booktubers that I really like and usually trust with book recommendations. I thought if they didn't like it, there's a big chance I'm probably not going to like it either. So that one's gone. That one's not on the list anymore. We're not talking about it. But otherwise, I started everything. I haven't finished The Eye of the World, but I at least started it and I'm in the middle of it right now. So I'm counting that one as a win because I at least wanted to get to them in some capacity this year. So otherwise, everything's done. This list is good. We're good. I love goals. I love meeting goals. It's very, it's just a good, nice, satisfying thing that we as humans can do for ourselves, I think sometimes. But I do want to be a little bit kinder to myself in 2024 because I foresee that it's going to be a little bit of a busier year for me with my day job. So I don't know that I'm going to be getting to as many books. So I'm not going to give myself any quantitative goals, but I am going to give myself some goals as far as what kind of books I want. I mean, like what specific books or series I want to get to. So I'm going to go over that so I have it documented on YouTube. Okay, so first of all, one reread specifically that I want to do this year is I want to reread The Fellowship of the Ring. I just finished rereading The Hobbit, and now I want to begin my reread of The Lord of the Rings, but I really want to take my time with it, and I just want to savor it kind of, so I'm not going to rush through them. I'm going to, like I said, take my time. So the first book I want to try to get to sometime this year is The Fellowship of the Ring. Ideally, I'd get to the other two as well, but again, I'm trying to be kind to myself and a little bit lenient, so I'm just doing this one book for now. And then other books I want to start this year or get to is, first of all, I would love to start Malazan Book of the Fallen, or Malazan. I still don't know how you pronounce that. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But I really want to start Gardens of the Moon, or is it just one garden? Garden of the Moon. Anyways, I would like to start that book this year. I have heard so many good things about this series. I've also heard some very curious things, like it's very complicated, it's confusing, it's dark, but overall it sounds like something that I might enjoy, so I really want to get to it. Next, I would like to start The Wandering Inn. My interest has been very piqued about this series. It sounds like people are really, really loving it. Like it's got some very rabid fans, and I think sometimes that can be a little bit scary, but sometimes I think it can be kind of a good sign that you've got a good work on your hands. So I'm interested in The Wandering Inn. It sounds cool and cozy and fun, so I'd like to at least start it this year. Okay, next I would like to get to book 10 of Discworld. I've started reading from the beginning publication order. So I read the first 2 books, so I need to read 3 through 10 this year. The reason I want to do that is because I'd really like to read, number 10 is Hogfather, which is a Christmas parody, and I really want to read that around Christmas time, so I'd like to get up through book 10. And I can skip 8 because I've already read Guards. I just read that last summer, so I don't really feel like I need to reread it again. So it's really just 7 books, and they're pretty short. I mean, Discworld books are pretty short, so I think I can do this one. So you'll probably see more Discworld videos from me. The next one is I want to finish the next 2 First Law standalones. I am adamant about reading those before I get to the Age of Madness trilogy, and I really want to start that because I keep hearing such great things about it, and I hear great things about The Heroes and Red Country too. I read Best Served Cold last year, and now I would like to finish out the standalones. So these 2 books are very high on my TBR for this year. And the last goal I have is sort of a quantitative, but not exactly. I just want to finish 2 series this year. I feel like last year I started so many, and that makes me a little bit anxious just to have all these open series floating around that I haven't finished. So I want to finish some. So like I said, I'm going to at least try to finish 2 this year. It doesn't matter what series they are. I don't care how long they are. They could be duologies. They could be trilogies. I just want to finish them. So anyways, those are all my goals for 2024. Those are my reading goals. Let's move on to the wrap-up portion of this video. So last time for my wrap-up, I did a tier list ranking, and I actually really enjoyed that because it just kind of felt more casual, and I didn't have to talk individually as much about each thing. It was just really nice and easy. So I'm going to do that again this time. This is going to be a tier list ranking of all the stuff I consumed in the last part of the year of 2023. All right, so let's start this tier list. As I have been doing in the past, I just keep the tiers the same, S, A, B, C, D, because everyone knows what it means. It's self-explanatory. We all know. So let's start with Black Butler. I am going to put that very firmly in B, I think. It is fun. I'm now on to volume 6. I finished the first five volumes now. I think it's a very fun manga. I love the atmosphere of it. I love the time period. It's set in Victorian England, I believe. It's kind of that supernatural kind of fantasy. Like I said, it's just a fun time, but I'm not super deeply ingrained in the story yet. Like myself as a reader, I'm not ingrained in the story. I'm not super engaged yet, but it is a very fun time, and I like Sebastian, the main character, the titular Black Butler, very much. I don't really love anyone else yet, but I'm hoping the story starts to pick up soon. So that's why it's going to go very much in B. I'm not loving it, but I'm not disliking it. So, okay, next is The Hobbit. As I said, I am doing a reread of The Hobbit. I finished, obviously, that's why it's on this list. I really like The Hobbit, so I think I'm going to put it in A. I don't love it enough to put an S. I really enjoy The Hobbit, but it's not as engaging to me as other stories. So I think A is where it's going to go. I love the writing. I love Tolkien's prose. Obviously, his world building is very good. I love Smaug so much. Favorite character. I love Bilbo. I like the dwarves. I love Gandalf. It's so fun. But again, it's not my favorite thing. So A is where it's going to go. Okay, next is Bubble, which is a Netflix movie. Well, it's distributed on Netflix. I'm sure it's not a Netflix original, and it might be. I honestly don't know. But anyways, it is an anime movie. It's fantastical, of course. Do I ever consume anything else? I really liked Bubble, but the story was a little bit lacking for me. So do I want to put it in A or B? Like, the visuals were gorgeous. The music was gorgeous. The voice acting was really good. But like I said, the story was a little weak, but still at the same time, it really got me in the emotions. So can I fault it that much? I don't know. So maybe I'll put it low A. I would recommend Bubble, I think. It was a very good movie. Again, it's on Netflix if you have it. Okay, next is Bleach. So contrary to the video I just put up, which was the full Bring arc video, I actually am done with Bleach now. I finished it. I still need to make my video on the 1,000-Year Blood War arc. I have a lot to say about it, but I very much enjoyed Bleach right to the end. It's so freaking good. It's such a thrill ride. I love the art of it. I love all the characters. I love them. I do see the complaint where people might say it was rushed a little bit at the end, but to me, it was still a pretty good ending. Like, I still think Kubo did a great job with the ending despite time constraints on his part. I think I want to put it in S tier. Yeah. This is the longest manga series I've finished ever, and I think it's always going to hold a special place in my heart just for that alone. It's the first of the big 3 I've ever finished, and it was really good and very exciting. Okay, next is Berserk, and I don't know where I'm in the middle of the Golden Age arc right now. It is good. My last video on the Black Swordsman arc, I was very much on the fence about Berserk, but I think I am in the camp of I like it now. But do I want to put it in A or B? Because I'm not in love with it. I just like it a lot. I kind of think I want to put it in A, but maybe low A. I still think it might need a little bit of time to get me to really invest in it. I'm at the end of volume 7 now. I just finished volume 7. So I do think it still needs a little bit of time in the oven in my mind. Like, I think I just need to get a little bit farther in, and then I'll start feeling better and better about it. I can already tell that it's heading in a great direction. I like the new characters that it's presented. I like the storyline of the arc. I'll have more to say about that when I have my next Berserk dedicated video, but it's A for now. Okay, next is The Kingdom of Sweets, which is a book by Erika Johansen. I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name, but this is a Nutcracker retelling. It's a very dark Nutcracker retelling. It's also a very character-focused story versus plot-focused, which, you know, everyone has their preferences about, I think. I really liked The Kingdom of Sweets. I think I want to put it at top of A. It was a very interesting story. It drew a lot of reflection from me. There was a lot of exploration of love and forgiveness and guilt and revenge and jealousy. And it was very poignant. And I really, really enjoyed it. It was a nice standalone book. Like, it was really a nice read around the beginning of the holidays because it kind of has that Christmassy kind of vibe to it. So it was fun. Okay, next is Blue Eye Samurai. I think I'm going to put this probably in A and maybe above The Hobbit. See, the thing about Blue Eye Samurai is that I think it could be an S tier show for me, but the ending was so not well done, in my opinion. I really, really disliked the ending of this show. The last 3 episodes in particular, specifically episodes 6 and 8, 8 is the final episode of the season, were just so subjectively, I want to make that clear, subjectively bad, in my opinion, as far as the quality of the rest of the show and the tone of the rest of the show. They were so out of left field. They were so strange and just very oddly directed and oddly made. It totally tanked the quality of the show to me. So that's why I'm really having trouble placing it, because the beginning of the show was masterful. It was so good. It was so well written. The pacing, the tension, the art, the animation, so good. But then those last few episodes just really put a wrench in that to me. So that's why I'm not sure if I want to rate it above The Hobbit or below. I kind of want to put it above, I think. I don't know. Those last few episodes, though, I'm putting it below. I don't think I'd feel right about putting it above The Hobbit, which was consistently good the whole way through. I really hope Blue Eye Samurai pulls it around for next season, because I think they do have a confirmed season 2, but my God. But otherwise, like I said, I mean, it's good enough to be an A tier. I really, really liked the rest of it, besides those 2 very strange episodes. Okay, the next is House of Many Ways by Diana Wynne Jones. This is the 3rd of her Howl's Moving Castle companion novel trilogy. It's a companion novel in the sense that it has some of the same characters from Howl's Moving Castle, and it takes place in the same world, but it is not a direct continuation of that story. So it's a companion rather than a sequel. This book was really fun. It was very magical. I love that about Diana Wynne Jones. She writes these really magical stories. They're so fun. Her main character here is really good. I didn't like her better than Sophie from Howl's Moving Castle, but I definitely liked her better than the protagonist from the second book, Castle in the Air. I really liked House of Many Ways. It was fun. It was a really easy read. Diana Wynne Jones's prose is just so readable. She's so easy to read. I don't know how to describe her other than that. She's just an easy author to read. So I really liked House of Many Ways. I think I'm going to put it top of B, but I didn't like it enough for A. Or did I? No, you know what? I changed my mind. It's bottom of A. I really, really liked it. It was very fun. Okay, next is Burn the Witch, which is a manga series that it's not really a series. It's more like, I think it was like 4 or 5 chapters. But it's by the same mangaka as Bleach. So I really wanted to read it because I kind of had a Bleach hangover. So I was like, more. And apparently it's set in the same world as Bleach. So I was like, okay, gimme. I really liked it. It was very fun. It was set in England as opposed to Japan, which was very fun. I liked seeing how different the hollows-ish type creatures were in England, they're dragons instead of hollows. It was cool to see kind of some more traditional fantasy elements here, like witches and dragons. So I think I'm going to put this very top of A, because I do think I enjoyed it. No, I'm going to put it below Kingdom of Sweets. Just because Burn the Witch, it was almost like a prologue to a story instead of the full story. And Kingdom of Sweets was a very complete and satisfying story. So I think I'm going to put it below Kingdom of Sweets. You know what? I'm going to put it below The Hobbit too. I don't think it's better than The Hobbit. And I didn't like it more than The Hobbit. So Burn the Witch was very fun. I would recommend it if you're a fan of Bleach, but not my favorite thing. Okay, next is Pluto, which is an anime series also on Netflix. This is a very, very well-loved manga as far as I know. People really like Pluto. Like, it has its very hardcore fans. I feel like it's almost like a cult following at this point. I don't know that it's a super mainstream. I'm not sure, actually. If someone knows, let me know. Pluto is a very, very well-crafted, deep story. It's very emotional at times. There's a lot of mystery, but it's kind of more of a noir style of storytelling. It's like neo-noir because it's futuristic. There's robots, androids, but it's a very much detective noir style of program here. It can be off-putting because the pacing can be very slow, but it builds up to a very exciting, satisfying, emotional payoff ending, and it was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. I think I might want to put it in S tier and below Bleach, I think. And I don't know that it's necessarily a worse story than Bleach relatively between the two. I almost think the story of it is better and the writing is better, but because Bleach is longer, it kind of pulled me in emotionally more than Pluto did, which was a shorter story. And I got to know the characters in Bleach better. So that's why I think I'm putting it below Bleach for now. But Pluto is phenomenal. Would recommend. Okay, next is, wait, what is this? What the hell is this? Oh, this is JJK. I chose a thumbnail that I don't even know what it is. Okay, so this is Jujutsu Kaisen. I've been watching season 2 as it's aired. This is the first show in a long time that I've done that with, and it's going straight in S tier. JJK is an amazing show. I keep saying JJK. It's Jujutsu Kaisen if you're unaware. Jujutsu Kaisen. Season 2 just ended, and I finished it as it was airing. It's so freaking good. I am so excited by the story. I'm into it so much that I'm going to pick up the manga soon because I need to know how the story continues. I can't wait multiple years for another season to come out. I'm not doing it. This has been such an exciting story so far. The magic system is so fascinating to me. The characters are so lovable. The character relationships are so endearing. I hate the villains. Like, the mangaka has done such a great job of making good, hateable, believable villains. Believable as in how strong they are and that I'm terrified of them. And every time they're on screen, I'm terrified of what's going to happen. There's been some great stakes set up. There's been some great conflict. The end of season 2 was insane. The game has been changed. It's just been such a great time JJK has, and I'm so into it, so it's going in S tier. Okay, next is Rebel Moon. Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon on Netflix. This is his Star Wars reject story, and it's going in D tier because it was not to my taste. I didn't like it. I don't want to say it was awful because there's people that like it, I'm sure, but I really didn't like it. I didn't like anything about it. There was not a single element that I liked. I didn't think any of it was well done. It wasn't well written. The characters were flat. The acting performances were very wooden for the most part. The visuals weren't even good. That's the thing is I feel like people are saying, oh, the story is not great, but the visuals are really good. I don't even think the visuals look that good. I think the CGI is kind of laughable in a lot of places. The green screening is very obvious to me. And Zack Snyder always does this blurring around the edge of his shots that drives me absolutely wild up the wall. I hate it. It makes me feel like I'm losing my vision looking at this movie. So no aspect of it was good. I don't even think the world was cool because it was so derivative that there was nothing inspiring about it. Nothing that inspired curiosity or wonder for me. So Rebel Moon was just a complete failure of a movie in my opinion. I hated it. I really, really didn't like it. And it's going in D tier. And definitely if I put anything else in D, like this is going at the very bottom of it. So thanks, Rebel Moon. Okay, next is Pretty Dead Queens, which is another book I read. This is by Alexa Dunn, who is a YouTuber, or at least she was. She hasn't uploaded to YouTube for a long time, but she was an author tuber. I really enjoyed watching her videos. I found them very insightful, but I didn't really love Pretty Dead Queens. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great to me. I didn't really love the writing of it. I didn't think the characters were all that interesting. The mystery was pretty good and pretty compelling, but the way that I just didn't like the writing. I didn't like the way the characters behaved. I didn't like the way that the main character investigated. It wasn't my favorite thing. It just wasn't my favorite thing. I'm going to put it in B, I think, because I think I rated the book 3 stars, but I definitely enjoyed it less than I've enjoyed Black Butler so far. I think if you just wanted a really easy to read mystery, small town mystery story, you might enjoy this, but it just wasn't enough for me. It wasn't enough for me emotionally. I don't know. I really want to connect with the story emotionally. That's just one of the greatest things to me, and it's so disappointing when I can't do that. Okay, last is Mob Psycho 100. I have been watching the anime of it. I'm currently in the middle of season 2, and I love Mob Psycho 100. I absolutely love it. It has been such a blast to watch. I find the animation so interesting. It's so creative. I just haven't seen animation like this before. And I don't know if that's just me or if it really is kind of innovative for anime. I love Mob so much. Favorite shonen protagonist? ? I don't know. I love him very much. He is such a lovable little dork. He's so cute. I love his little bowl haircut, or his what do they call him in his cult? Shield head? Helmet shield head? I don't remember, but I love his hair. I love him. I love everything about this kid. Do I want to put it an S? I think I'm going to put it top of A, just because the story itself hasn't completely drawn me in yet, but I can see it getting to that point, especially if the trajectory of the show and the story and the quality keeps going up as it has been. I'm very excited to keep going with Mob Psycho 100. I love Reagan too, and I've loved all the other characters. It's so funny too. The humor is so on point. I love the development of Kageyama's friends, like the people he's friendly with. I freaking love are they called the Body Improvement Club? Oh my gosh, his relationship with the Body Improvement Club has been one of my favorite things about this show. It is so hysterical, but at the same time so sweet and heartwarming. I love it so much. I love Mob Psycho 100. So anyways, that's my tier list. We didn't have anything in C tier this time. That's kind of surprising. So anyways, that's my last wrap up of 2023. Let's look forward to 2024 now. Hopefully it's a great year for everyone. If you had anything that you loved in this last little bit of 2023, I would love to know. If you have any thoughts about any of these things that I've tier ranked today, I would also love to know. Otherwise, I guess that's all for me. Until next time, I think my next video is going to be the 10 worst books of 2023. So until then, consider subscribing if you haven't. I make all these videos about books and other media that I enjoy or don't enjoy. I guess that's it. Just have a great day or morning or night, wherever you are. Farewell.